Celebration. The show is about to begin, so please get comfortable and silence your cell phones. Now, welcome to the stage, Concertmaster Edie Rice. And now, the music director and conductor of the El Segundo Concert Band, Maestro Stephen Allen Fox.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the concert. We are so pleased to see you here on Mother's Day, getting away from the family in the house, or maybe you're here as a family, to celebrate our 20th anniversary as an organization for the El Segundo Concert Band and the South Bay Music Association, as well as a goodbye tribute to Edie and Mike Rice. Most of you may know who they are. How many of you are here who are mothers? Let's hear it. All the mothers, scream out and clap. Now everybody, let's all scream and clap for the mothers. All right, so we have a fun-filled evening for you. I think you're going to enjoy yourself between the music and some of a variety of different things that are going to happen. I really hope that you enjoy the show. That was Festive Overture, and now we're going to go to a band standard with Hold's second suite, followed by Gettysburg. tonight, if I could have the house lights up for one moment, I just wanted to recognize if there are any school board members or the superintendent or any city officials here, if you could just stand up for a moment so that we can applaud you and thank you for coming this evening. It was something else when this concert was being put together. A lot of people, when they heard that it's the 20th anniversary, I mean, for some people, I think it was a little of a surprise. It's been 20 years, but yes, it has. But the thing that really seemed to get people's attention for this show was the fact, and totally understandable, that it's Edie and Mike's last one. And that they'll be moving and starting another chapter in their life. And there are some people who really wanted to be here, but their schedule did not allow that. And one of them wanted to send this video.
Mike and Edie, I'm so excited that I get to be on this video to thank you. You've done so much for the community of El Segundo and so much for me. Thank you for letting me come in to your summer camps to teach the music of juggling, to teach magical skills, to perform with the symphony, to perform with Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I've been so amazed at your ability to take that theater in that empty space and make so much money for the community, for music and for theater, for magic and the arts. Oh, we're all gonna miss you so much. I can't believe you're moving all the way to Gettysburg, but I hope I'll get to come out there and see you there. I wish I could be there in person, but it's so wonderful to be part of the evening through video. My name's Paul Draper, and I'm so lucky, Mike and Edie, to be your friend. Thank you for all you've done for all of us here tonight. Have a wonderful trip, and congratulations.
If any of you have been lucky enough to see him in action, he's done quite a few things here at the school and with the organization, and summer camps and concerts and a variety of things, but he's very busy. He travels a lot and does his magic as well as public speaking and things. So I'm just thankful he was able to send that video. And now on with the show. There's nothing like getting into it so much that the button on your jacket falls off. At this time, I'd like to bring up someone who also wanted to say a few words, somebody who was very instrumental in the beginning of Edie's time here at the school district. If I could see, is Bill Watkins out there? Welcome, Bill Watkins.
Thank you. Well, I had the great fortune of being in Dr. Moore's position when Edie Rice came to El Segundo Unified School District. And at the time, I think it would be probably minor to say that we were struggling in instrumental music. Edie, how many kids do we have in the band? Probably 10 or 15?
It was less than 20 in high school.
Less than 20, yeah. And it was really small. And with Edie coming to our district and begin working with our students, things changed. And thanks to Edie, working then with helping develop the program, working with Maestro Fox here, and also with Mr. Soto. If you come and watch our band, it is truly outstanding. And it is a lot thanks to Edie and Mike for his support, where he is, there he is, yeah. Thank you, Mike. But with this family, El Segundo has truly benefited. And thank you, Edie, for all you have done for our students and for all the many kids that truly love music now because of you. And instrumental music has become a key part of El Segundo High School and El Segundo Unified School District. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to have a little fun now. The March from 1941, the movie is actually a comedy, and it is a march, but you hear a little bit in there that's also jazzy and fun, so enjoy this one. I just wanted to take a moment to kind of show you what this band is made up of. So could we have anybody who is currently a high school age student stand? You can sit down. Yeah, we always try to make sure that we have some students in the group. It's part of our educational program is mentoring, sitting next to them and giving them the experience. And so typically it's anywhere from 5 to 15% or so of the band typically is made up of students. Could we have anybody who has been in the band for 5 or less years stand up? And for those who are standing, if you have been in the band for less than a year, stay standing. Everybody else sit down. Less than a year, stay standing. So you can see we still have new people. Okay, everybody who has been here for 6 or more years, stand up. And stay standing if you have been here, even if you've taken some leave of absence at some point. You've basically been here since the beginning. Stay standing. And the last one, you can sit down. Stand up if you no longer regularly play with the band, but you came back because of the anniversary concert. So we can give you a little applause for coming back. All right, you can sit down. I think, I can honestly say that what you just saw there is part of the big reason why I've stayed with this group. There's a chemistry and there's like a family that gets built by this group that you can see all the people that come back when they find out it's an anniversary concert because they want to be a part of that. You have people like Paul Draper sending videos because they want to be a part of it, both because of Edie and Mike and the organization. It's just something that you don't get everywhere, especially when you do conducting in various different settings, professionally down to students. You don't always walk into a group that has that kind of chemistry and reaction for people. So it makes it really fun. And another example of somebody that I'd like to bring up to say a few words, that is somebody who also had been here basically from the beginning, somebody who's been a host a lot for us and also wanted to say a few words. If we could please have Danny Roquet come on up. This is Danny Roquet. He has been a host for us. You might see him performing in different theme parks and things. Here you go.
Thank you. Hi everyone, yes, my name's Danny Roquet, and first of all, I must say how touched I am that the band learned Danny Boy knowing I was going to be here tonight and played that. I'm just overwhelmed by that. I find that fantastic. I have been here from the start, but it's not because of me that I've been here. It's because of my son Brandon, who's back there on percussion still right now. When Brandon was in high school, Edie was his band leader, and she was very instrumental in helping him get into UCLA and playing 4 years in the marching band. And it was because of some of her guidance and some of the things she told him that sent him there. And my wife and I will always be eternally grateful for that. But I'm pleased with my association with this band, like my friend Paul Draper, who you saw in the video. Paul and I actually met probably close to 20 years ago when I was flown to LA and flown to Las Vegas, and he was flown to Las Vegas from Utah, where he lives, to be a magician for some big event. I don't even recall what the group was, but I remember we met Paul. He was the magician, and I was part of the other entertainment that night, playing Larry of the Three Stooges with a lookalike group. Yeah, that's the deal. So, like I said, the Rices, Mike and Edie Rice, I don't think anyone will ever know how much they have given to this group in time, in money, in outside services. A lot of people don't know that Edie actually repairs a lot of the instruments for the band, high school band and all. So it's an amazing association. I find it a bittersweet day for the music department here in El Segundo. Though on a caveat, the last event I got to do with the band, I played a ringmaster. And afterwards, they were very kind and they gave my wife and I basically a pass for 4 for the Comedy and Magic Club. down in Hermosa Beach, which I'm happy to say last week Mike and Edie were able to join us, so the four of us got to go see Jay Leno that evening. So that was a great send-off. Now, also in the program, I see a letter from Mike talking about the inception of this band and how Jerry Dahl was very instrumental in the fireball that put it all together. But it doesn't mention the evening that actually became the kind of the birth of this thing to get it all going. And it was when my son Brandon was at El Segundo High School and got a phone call asking if I played an instrument. Well, in high school, I was a sousaphone player. For those that don't know, that's the tuba that wraps around you. I was supposed to be 6'2", but I played that sousaphone for 4 years, and it stunted my growth. But as a result of that, they wanted to get some band members, some parents together to surprise the kids at the end of the year banquet for the music department. So we got, I forget what year did we decide that happened?
Spring of 99.
About 90, so we think it might have been spring of 99. We got together and we formed a group for that evening called the Mamas and the Papas. And we played 2 songs that night, which I hadn't played in years, and it was great. And it was from that evening that some of the people went to Jerry and said, hey, maybe we get a band together, which has turned into this fantastic concert band. It's just amazing to me to hear what's happened. One of the songs we played that night was Shakin' a Baby, which is obviously a big hit. And I understand we're very fortunate that the band has learned the other song we played that night, and I believe they're going to play it right now for you. One last thing I do want to say, if you've known in the last 20 years, all of these concerts are free. They're by donation only. And they don't talk about it a lot. Be generous if you can tonight. Give something in honor of your mother. That's how this band continues to function. And it's how they support the El Segundo High School band in addition. So these are wonderful folks. I will miss Mike and Edie, but I can't think of a better reason for my wife and I to finally go and visit Gettysburg. So we will see them, and I'm so glad. We will be chaining Stephen to that music stand, so he's not going anywhere, hopefully, for a long time. Not to mention he has such a good hairdo. Thank you.
And he happened to bring up donations, and I just wanted to say that at our last concert, we launched a matching campaign. The board and band members came together, collected $5,000 of pledges, and said, let's see if we can match that, and then they will match whatever we raise up to the $5,000. As of right now, we're a little over 50% of the way. We have $2,700 that has been donated since that last concert. We only have $2,300 left. So any support during intermission or after the concert that you would like to give, we would greatly appreciate it. It's the first time this organization has ever tried a matching campaign. And as he said, the band itself operates solely off of donations and support of that manner. And then the money also helps us with the various education programs that we have. But with all this great stuff this organization has, before we go to intermission, I'd be remiss not to have one other person come up and speak, and that is the founder, Jerry Dahl.
Hello. First, I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to everybody here, whether you have a kid or not, and even if you're a guy, because sometimes we need to mother other people, and that energy of the mother is amazing, and we all have a bit of it in us. And I want to say I'm proud to be the mom of Jenny Marie Dahl, who started playing at 6 years old, and I would bribe her with a bowl of ice cream in the morning. If you practice in the morning, you can have ice cream for breakfast. So that's what I did, and it worked. So I want to thank you, Jenny Marie, because you guys kept me going. Kept this thing going. We did it for the kids. That's what we started to do. I love you. And my son, I have an Edie Rice story about that. The day band started, is usually in the summer, he informed me he was going to take the surfing class. I said, we're going to see about that. The first day of work, I got a phone call from Edie. She said, where's your son? What do you mean he's not there? So I promptly went home, got him out of bed, and made him go to band. Well, he never looked back, and now this boy is majoring in music. So I'm so proud of him, and I love him too. And I want to thank Steve Fox for hanging in there with us. We were just a bunch of kind of crazy people who hadn't touched our instruments in 10, 15 years or more. And we were just busy trying to embarrass our students at the banquet. And it worked because I don't know how they felt. It was really fun, but it was embarrassing because we could hardly play. But we just kept at it, and being around Edie and that influence with Mike and Edie, I just want to thank them. I want to give hers right now. I want to thank you guys. Words can't express the friendship, the support, the amazingness of both you and Mike. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Everything. And finally, I love you guys. And finally, Steve, he is, I took a break from this band, I don't know how many years. But when I got back the first rehearsal, I was dumbfounded at the talent, the patience, the articulation, the communication, and how he gets the best out of us as a group. I mean, we range from, beginner type musicians, intermediate, all the way up to pro level. And he has been the glue that has held this together. He has been steadfast, and his love for music just shines through his eyes and his words and his actions. So thank you so much, Steve. We really appreciate all you've done for us.
Thank you. And now, here, stay up here with me, Jerry. And now, before we go to intermission, and there's a reason for this to happen right now, we're going to bring out a cake. It is our 20th anniversary, so we're all going to sing Happy Anniversary. It's going to be Happy Anniversary to you, and when we get to the end, you can say to the concert band. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear concert band. Happy anniversary to you. And now this is actually my favorite part of the show right here. Because it's our anniversary, in the lobby, what we have for all of you, at least until it's gone, is we have free cake. You get some cake, and you get some cake, and you get some cake, and you get some cake. So we'll see you in a short 15 minutes. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as we begin the second half of our festivities. Now, welcome back to the stage Maestro Fox and the El Segundo Concert Band.
Thank you very much. At this time, I would like to bring up another special guest that is here to say a few words. If we could have the superintendent, Dr. Melissa Moore, please.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to recognize two outstanding individuals whose tireless efforts have had a profound musical impact on countless students in the El Segundo Unified School District. If any students are here tonight, or any former students of Edie Rice, would you stand? I just think it's important to see there are a lot of lives you've touched throughout. Look at how many. Thank you. You can be seated. Those students are an example that music education has remained alive and thrives today due to the involvement of Mike and Edie Rice, and certainly the South Bay Music Association. In an official capacity, Edie has been involved in the El Segundo schools since 2000, almost 20 years. During her tenure, she has served as elementary band director, high school band director, assistant high school band director, summer symposium director, and I hear there's a fond term that many of the band students call her the fairy band mother. One of Edie's hallmarks is that she has outstanding capability to help students master performance skills. And with Mike by her side, serving as leader in the South Bay Music Association, they have raised significant funds to support music education within the district, and their support has been amazing. In 2012, Mike and Edie were honored as Citizen of the Year by Chamber of Commerce, and they also served as a valuable liaison role between our school district and the South Bay Music Association, and certainly the musical community at large. But that's not all. As some of you might know, in July of 2018, the Board of Education authorized putting a resolution on the ballot for November 2018 to go for a general obligation bond measure. And it was a big ask. It was $92 million. Nancy Cobb, who's the board president and also co-chair of the campaign, and I really looked to put together a coalition of individuals who were going to help us with different factions of the community. One of Nancy's first calls were to Mike and Edie Rice. Mike and Edie were tremendous supporters, hosting coffees at their home, really getting the word out amongst the musical community. And it's so important to recognize that not only did this bond pass, and we're going to have safe and more modern schools, but most noteworthy, the high school will actually get a new and improved musical building here at the high school. And so you contributed to that. Edie and Mike's collective contributions were legacy building in the area of music education in our fine school district. And on behalf of the Board of Education, it is my true and sincere honor to present Edie and Mike with a special recognition from the district. So if we could have Mike and Edie come forward. This is truly just a very small token, but it reads, presented to Edie and Mike Rice for your outstanding, significant musical contributions to the students of the El Segundo Unified School District, awarded May 12, 2019. Thanks is not enough. You two are going to be truly missed, and our students are better for each of you. Thank you.
All right, so I think after that, it is only fitting then if for the next selection we actually bring Edie on up and have her conduct this piece of music. So here's Edie. We have another person who would like to come up and say a few words. Her name is Rosalind Kraft. Most of you may know her as Rosie Rice. This is Edie and Mike's daughter and grandchildren.
So this is Hartley, my 3-year-old. And then Madeline just recently fell asleep. She's my 5-month-old. It's been a long time since I've graced this stage. I'm getting emotional already. So I wrote this down so that I would make sure that I say everything I want to say. So, Edie and Mike Rice, or as I called them, Mom and Dad. And now I call them Grandma Edie and Grandpa Whiskers. On her way over here, Hartley told me that she was going to come and sit on the stage next to Grandpa Whiskers and play her trumpet. So the legacy continues. These two, unbelievably kind, generous, thoughtful, passionate, compassionate, and great contributors to society. Growing up, my parents taught me that this last part, contributing to society, is very important. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you contribute to society. I think they were pretty amazing role models. Through their volunteer work, through their underpaid work, through their financial donations, their perseverance, and continuing the musical education of the students of this community. So let's take a little walk down my memory lane and how these two fantastic humans shaped their daughter's musical education and the education of hundreds of other children to come. One day, shortly after we moved to El Segundo, I was playing around with my mother's clarinet, and she asked if I wanted to learn. So we played around for a little bit, and she said she wanted to know if Center Street School had anything for instrumental music. So we went to the principal, and she said that there wasn't a current program. She took us to the cafeteria to the back of the stage, and there were several dozen flutes, clarinets, and trumpets. and that's when my mom decided to start the process of an elementary band program. A few years later, Mrs. Rice, because as her student, I could not call her mom, she was asked to be the high school band director. And so to be the best teacher she could be, she applied for a master's program. She was accepted into the American Band College and then graduated with a master's in conducting 3 years later. My senior year in high school, Mrs. Rice was replaced by a new band director who unfortunately had decided that he didn't want to teach marching band in the middle of the semester. So she sought out Steve Fox. And what she told him was that she would be his assistant if he would come and teach the marching band. How incredible, how humbling, and how strong this woman to be replaced only to have to find a new replacement and then offer to be their assistant. It was more important to her, to Edie Rice, that there be a successful music program than for her to be in charge of that program. It was also around that time that the community band was recognizing that there needed to be a greater force in the music education in this district. Arts programs were being defunded, and many kids were unable to afford instruments, unable to afford lessons, or even the programs themselves, which had to have fees in order to function. So with Edie and Mike at the helm, the South Bay Music Association was taking form as an entity beyond the community's El Segundo Concert Band, and it supported and continues to support instrumental music education in many forms, year-round and for all ages. With my parents leaving El Segundo, with them leaving the music community that they have built, many people have asked what they can get my parents as parting gifts. The best gift that you can give them is to continue their legacy. Support music in any and all forms. Go to your family members' concerts, go to their recitals, go to a musical theater show. Encourage your children to play an instrument, to sing, to dance. Volunteer. Get involved with arts organizations. And if you're able, give financial contributions towards music education. And lastly, make sure that you make a contribution to society. Be an active part of your community, as Mike and Edie have been. As my mama says, someone needs to do it, so why not me? There needed to be an elementary band, there needed to be a community band, there needed to be a high school band, there needed to be a music association to support all of those bands. Why not her? And why not my dad, dutifully supportive of my mom? He jumped on board, literally, by becoming the president of the board of directors for the concert band, and many years after that. So ask yourself, what needs to be done around you, and why not you? Thank you, Dad, for supporting my mom. Thank you, Mom, for bringing the importance of music to my life. And thank you both for being the best role models for your children, for my children, and for children and adults throughout our community. Thank you so much.
Oh, this is all hard to follow. So, yeah, I knew that I was going to have to say some things too, and I didn't know what to write down, and I kept getting worried. It's like, what am I going to write down? What am I going to write down? What am I going to say? And I realized I knew a lot of things were going to be said it would just be repeating what they said, and at the end of the day, I realized that, with Edie and Mike, I couldn't come up with what to say because it's hard to say something to somebody that's always been there and you just don't know what comes after that. And so it's just a weird kind of feeling. I mean, literally everything I've done in El Segundo, Edie has been there right with me doing all of that. Mike's been there helping out, supporting, being a part of it. Again, it's another example of the kind of community that's created here with, as Rosie said, with examples such as them. So, what I would like to say, the association really appreciates everything that they've done for all of these years, the sacrifices they've made both with their time, with their money, and with their sanity, and we really do appreciate it. So there's a few things that we wanted to give them in return. The first is, every single year there is a scholarship that is made available to students who are graduating seniors that want to go on in music in some way. They don't have to major in music, but when they leave the high school, they're going to be a part of that. From moving forward, starting next year, That scholarship is going to be known as the Edie and Mike Rice Instrumental Music Scholarship. One other thing that we'd like to give them, our bass clarinet player, Dottie, went and helped organize a gift that is from the band members, and so at this time, if she'd like to bring that out. The basket of goodies. And as long as the two of you are up here, stay here. And the last thing is, some years ago, the association created an award that would not be an annual award. It would only be given for people who had a huge impact on the community and the association. It's only been given a few times, and it's called the Jerry Dahl Award, named after, obviously, the founder of the organization. And so at this time, we would like to present that to Edie and Mike Rice for your years of dedicated service to the El Segundo Concert Band and South Bay Music Association. Your efforts will continue to inspire, inform, and motivate the future of the SBMA, given to you on May 12, 2019. So again, we thank you for everything that you've done, and I think Dr. Moore said it best when it's like, these are small tokens in comparison to what you've done. But when you see all the people that stood, that were impacted by you, I think that there's even more that comes from that than anything that we could give you, and I think your legacy lives on in all of those people, and in the future people who will be impacted by everything that you created and have left behind. It'll be fun to listen to some music from Aladdin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There was another individual who worked with this organization for some years and also played a little bit with the ensemble, helped teach somebody that Edie had brought in. I guess it's kind of a little funny story how it all started, but he wasn't able to be here this evening, so he sent us this video.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Courtney Jones, and I would like to say congratulations to the South Bay Music Association on 20 years of service to the community. I really wish I could have been there to personally congratulate you, but unfortunately I am currently en route to Oslo, Norway, where I will be performing with the Oslo Philharmonic. And in addition, I would like to say thank you to two individuals who are not only near and dear to your heart, but also near and dear to my heart, and that's Mike and Edie Rice. And without our interconnection, I wouldn't be making this video for you. And it happened about 10 years ago when I was finishing my doctorate at UCLA, where Edie, I believe, sent out a message to the listener of UCLA asking for applied instruction in brass specifically. And I reached out, and I didn't hear anything at first. And so when I followed up with it, they were like, "Are you sure you applied to the right thing?" Yeah, I'm just saying. I was like, "No, yeah, I did." And here we are 10 years later. But I wanted to say thank you to them from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to be a part of your community and for bringing me in to be a part of your family. And that's just something that's very near and special to my heart. Music, food, and family. And I was very fortunate to have all of those with the two of them. So again, I really wish I could be there, but I wish everyone a wonderful evening. And Mike and Edie, congratulations on your next endeavor. And from here to you, I'm giving you a virtual hug. So until then, may our paths cross again soon.
Great to see you.
Well, I got back in. You know, I said, look, I got to do something in Los Angeles, and I'll be right back to Oslo. So literally after this, I'm not joking. I'm flying out tomorrow to head to Oslo. So I couldn't miss this. I really couldn't miss this.
Yeah, now it's funny because we have a little game going on here. So, you know, in your program it says the next tune has James Dahl playing the solo, who's a former student of the program and of Edie's, and you heard about that earlier with Jerry and everything. And we really thank him for playing along so that we could get the band and Edie and Mike to really believe he was playing the solo, while the whole time we were bringing Courtney in to be able to play the solo. So we're going to do a little Someone to Watch Over Me with you.
I guess so.
Yeah. Well, it is always a bummer when an evening like this needs to come to an end. I hope that everybody has enjoyed themselves. Thank you. Little trips down memory lanes, enjoyable times. Thank you again, Edie, Mike. Thank you to everybody who has been a part of South Bay Music Association and the El Segundo Concert Band, all of the students, all of the school support that has come over the years. Everybody, really, thank you very much. We all are very proud of having been around for 20 years, and we look forward to what the next 20 years can bring. And with that, what a better fitting way to end the concert. I actually could not come up with an ending for this concert. And Mike was the one that said, "You're not doing Star Wars?" Okay. Years ago, when I first took over this group as the conductor, almost every single concert ended the way we're about to end. And we haven't done it in years. So, the first thing we're going to play is the Armed Forces Salute. And anybody who has been or currently is in the armed forces, when you hear your branch's theme played, please stand so that we can all give you recognition. And then when we're finished with that, we'll do a little Stars and Stripes Forever and we'll be out of here. So thank you for coming out this evening, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for being a part of our celebration and the celebration of Edie and Mike. Thank you, thank you.
Bye.
Music Association and El Segundo Concert Band thank you for joining them this evening. They appreciate your support and look forward to bringing more great music to El Segundo in the future. Good night.